From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the hourly news blast. LGBTQ Nation is reporting. Karoline Leavitt is the White House press secretary and, as such, the official mouthpiece for President Donald Trump's anti-LGBTQ plus agenda. Leavitt's failed 2022 candidacy for one of New Hampshire's House seats violated campaign finance laws and earned her fans, among other anti-LGBTQ plus Congress members, including Representative Lauren Boebert from Colorado and Senator Ted Cruz of Texas. Leavitt largely echoes Trump's transphobic views and unquestioningly supports the administration. Here now is a critical overview of her stance on key LGBTQ plus topics, including same-sex marriage, transgender rights, and LGBTQ plus discussions in schools. It also examines her background, career, and affiliations, highlighting inconsistencies in her approach to LGBTQ plus rights. First, some biographical information about Ms. Leavitt. Karoline Leavitt was born on August 24, 1997, and raised in Atkinson, New Hampshire. She grew up in a Catholic family that ran a local ice cream stand and car dealership. Leavitt attended Central Catholic High School in Massachusetts and graduated from St. Anselm College in 2019 with a degree in politics and communications. While in college, she became an outspoken supporter of Trump's 2016 campaign, defending his policies in op-eds and campus discussions. Leavitt's career took off quickly. She interned as a producer at WMUR-TV, a New Hampshire news station, before working in the communications office of Representative Elise Stefanik, the Republican from New York. In 2019, at age 21, she joined the Trump White House as a presidential writer and later became an assistant press secretary. After Trump left office in January 2021, Leavitt returned to New Hampshire and launched her own political career. In 2022, Leavitt ran for Congress in New Hampshire's 1st congressional district. She won the Republican primary on a pro-Trump hardline platform, but lost the general election to Representative Chris Pappas, the Democrat from New Hampshire, a centrist Democrat, and the state's first openly gay congressman. Despite the loss, Leavitt's prominence grew. She became a spokesperson for the pro-Trump super PAC MAGA Inc., and later served as national press secretary for Trump's 2024 presidential campaign. When Trump won the 2024 election, he appointed Leavitt as White House press secretary in January 2025. So, what are her positions on various LGBTQ-related issues? Well, Karoline Leavitt has largely avoided direct attacks on same-sex marriage. As Trump's spokesperson, she assured reporters that undoing marriage equality was not on the administration's agenda, stating that it was never a campaign promise for Trump to reverse the legalization of same-sex marriage, implicitly suggesting that the issue was settled law. Despite this, Leavitt has never explicitly endorsed marriage equality. She did not voice opposition to the Bipartisan Respect for Marriage Act, which Congress passed in 2022 to protect same-sex and interracial marriages, but she also did not advocate for its passage. Regarding transgender athletes in sports, Leavitt vocally supports the Trump administration's ban on transgender women and girls competing on female sports teams and repeatedly misgenders trans women as men, refusing to recognize their gender identity. She has claimed that trans female athletes threaten the fairness of sports and the safety of cisgender female athletes. Leavitt said during a White House briefing, "You can't say you are the party of women and then support men in women's sports." Regarding transgender bathroom access, Leavitt opposes allowing transgender individuals to use facilities that match their gender identity. She has defended the Trump administration's executive order redefining sex in federal law as strictly biological, stating that the policy restores common sense, adding that, quote, "men pretending to be women," end quote, should not have access to spaces reserved for women. Regarding LGBTQ plus discussions in schools, Leavitt strongly supported Florida's Don't Say Gay law, which bans instruction about sexual orientation or gender identity. In a 2022 interview, she praised Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, stating, "Ron DeSantis is doing what's right and, quite frankly, what is common sense. He is ensuring that our young children in our public school system are not being taught this crap." Discrimination protections. Leavitt opposes expanding legal protections for LGBTQ plus individuals. She supports the Trump administration's executive order removing gender identity from anti-discrimination protection. Regarding gender-affirming care for minors, Leavitt supports banning gender-affirming medical care for transgender minors. She praised Trump's executive order opposing gender-affirming care for trans people under the age of 19, calling it a victory for children. The order has already led several hospitals to suspend care for transgender youth, a development Leavitt has celebrated. Her approach reflects a broader conservative agenda that seeks to limit the rights and visibility of LGBTQ plus individuals while framing these restrictions as, quote, common sense and pro-family policies. As press secretary, Leavitt's rhetoric helps mainstream these positions, making her one of the most prominent voices shaping anti-LGBTQ plus policy in the current administration. To be succinct, Karoline Leavitt is no friend of the LGBTQ plus community. She is most certainly opposed to the transgender community and is merely Trump's mouthpiece, echoing whatever slop falls out of his mouth. That's the News Blast for this hour. Download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio with you wherever you go. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.